It's that time of year. Whether you're suffering from seasonal allergies, or some little person has brought something home from school, or a change in the season, or it's just somewhere, maybe at work, maybe out shopping, you've picked up some kind of bug. Elderberry is known to have great immune system supporting properties. Over the years, I've been making and using elderberry tincture. Now, I have a new elderberry tree. It grew so fast. It's providing berries already, and I only planted it a year ago. And I'd like to make elderberry syrup this time. I searched and searched and found some recipes. I'm using a version of Carolyn from Homesteading Family. I'm using her recipe cut in half. And because she has a huge family and we are just a family of 2, I'm making a fresh, well, frozen berry elderberry syrup. Come on down to the counter and make this with me. I'm starting with a heavy bottomed pot and 2 cups of water. I'm adding a cup of elderberries. These were frozen and they've started to defrost. Now I've done what I can to make sure there are no stems in there, and these are all black, very ripe berries. So the water, the berries, and if you want you can add a cinnamon stick or cloves or ginger, fresh ginger, whichever you prefer. I have all powdered today, and I'm just going to use 1/8 of a teaspoon. Powdered cloves and powdered ginger. I'm just going to stir those all in. And we'll wait for that to come to a boil. You can see already the juice is, you can already see the juice is coming out of the berries and mixing with the water. We've got a boil going here, and I'm going to turn that down to a simmer. Now we'll let it simmer for 15 minutes. I'm going to give that a stir though. The spices have all stuck to the side. Oh, it smells great. I can smell the berries as well as the spices. Now I'm just going to let that sit for 15 minutes. I forgot to mention earlier that when you're simmering this, you want to leave the lid off so that the toxins that are in your elderberries can evaporate. You don't want that dripping back in the pot. You want that to cook away. Elderberries have to be cooked. They contain some cyanide or something component I don't understand. I don't know the name of. I just know that you have to cook them. Okay, so I'm shutting that off. Okay, so I have a heat-proof container. I have my sieve and my cloth. The sieve basically gives the cloth some structure. And now I'm going to pour that off. I've removed all the solids from the pot, and now I'm just going to mash these to get every drop of love and goodness out of them. That's a little hot, and it's sticky. And it's just berries. I don't even have the honey in there yet. In Carolyn's recipe, she started with 4 cups of water, 2 cups of berries, and 2 cups of honey. I've cut mine all in half, so mine is 2 cups of water, 1 cup of berries, and 1 cup of honey. She used lemon juice as well, and I'm going to cut that in half. Carolyn's recipe uses 1/4 of a cup, so I want 1/8 of a cup, which is half of what she used, right? Half of 1/4. And I overfilled that cup, so I'm not going to use all of that. I've measured out my 1 cup of honey. This is a local honey that I got from Kingston, and it is unpasteurized. Let's add the juice back to the pot. Let's stir in the honey. Look at that beautiful stuff. Oh my goodness. Let's dissolve that honey. That's the last step. There's no heat to this. We're just using whatever residual heat is left in that pot, because it's a thick bottom pot, right? It'll hold heat for a little while. Oh, it smells just amazing. It smells divine. Look at the honey's almost done. Just the heat from that pot was enough to do that. I've sterilized my jar and lid, and I've labeled it with the product, the date, and the expiry will be 6 months. If I was really on my game, I would have labeled it with the date that I actually have to get rid of it. And now we're going to pour it into a sterilized jar. That is perfect. That made 2 cups. That is a pint of elderberry syrup for my husband and I. Dosing can be up to 2 tablespoons a day. So take a teaspoon in the morning when you're well. If you know there's something milling about in the neighborhood, you know that someone in the house has got the sniffles, or you know you're going to be traveling somewhere, increase the dose up to 3 teaspoons a day, up to start with a tablespoon and then add a couple of teaspoons. It is recommended that the maximum dose is 2 tablespoons per day. Carolyn suggested they mix it with their kombucha. I was just in my fridge and checked out the kombucha that I've got sitting there after months and months, and it still tastes great. I can't consume the kombucha anymore. It is a histamine trigger, and I get almost asthma type. I have trouble breathing, and it triggers my sinuses, and it's just one of those food products I can't enjoy because of all the silly sensitivities I have. Elderberries I can enjoy, honey I can enjoy, lemon I can enjoy. So I'm going to give this a try and see if we can fight off anything that comes towards us. Neither Dan nor I has been sick with a cold for years, knock on wood. And just yesterday he came home from camp and he was feeling a little off, and this morning I'm feeling a little off, so let's load up on this and make sure that we don't get something. Let's give this a taste now. I've measured this spoon, and it is a teaspoon. Not bad. It tastes like honey and berries. I think I can enjoy that as my daily medicine. Take it like my vitamins. Be sure to do your research and make sure it's not contraindicated with any of your medications or conditions. I'm not trained to tell you what's going to work and what's not going to work, if it's safe or not. This works for us. I'm definitely going to be able to consume this instead of elderberry tincture. The alcohol's been, the alcohol will trigger heartburn, so this is nice and smooth. I can feel the honey qualities coating my throat, and that will soothe any hoarseness or anything like that, any sore throat. So yeah, take it as you need it, up to 2 tablespoons a day. So for a kid, you might want to do a half teaspoon at a time, or a quarter teaspoon, just a few drops. And as always, under the age of a year old, you should not be giving them unpasteurized honey. So do your own research and back it up a little bit before you just trust anybody off of the internet. I've done, like I said earlier, I went through 12 different recipes before 12 videos, 12 recipes, cookbooks. There was more than 12, I'm sure. I was doing some research before I jumped in. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I'll see you next time.